is coming.
Yeah.
Right. Very interesting, right? The AI wave which is coming up, I feel this is huge disruption, right? Yes, there will be a lot of jobs which will go away, a lot of reporting inside things which will go away, but I think it will create huge opportunity as well for various startups and various people. People can upskill themselves to how to use AI, and then it can create fantastic ways to execute things which was not thinkable or possible earlier, right? So the productivity enhancement which will happen through AI is amazing. And in fact, now we are talking about AGI, which is artificial general intelligence.
Hi. Thank you so much. We have with us Mr. Nitin Mamodia. He is going to talk about his extremely wonderful journey, how from where he started as an engineering student, then went to ISB to do his master's in business, and then corporate life, and then his own venture. So welcome, Nitin.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. So from being an engineer to an MBA, do you think this was really required when now in your entrepreneurial journey?
See, I'm a Marwadi, right? So finally I have to do business, right? So of course you can take different paths, but your goal remains same. As in India happens during our lifetime, when we were young, engineering, right, was the prime choice. And I happened to crack the IIT JEE. So went to IIT BHU, did my BTech, worked with some very large infrastructure organizations like Delhi Metro Rail.
Right.
We executed very large government projects. But from the very start, we were clear that I was clear that I need to handle business side of things. How can we grow business? What are the other aspects and trends on the businesses? And not just, let's say, a project management or program management, which I was doing as part of my job in Delhi Metro. And that's where the time had come where I had a sufficient experience on the engineering side. I applied to ISB for their flagship PGP course, and lucky enough to get into that. And I think that was what a year, right? Amazing year. If you see undergraduate programs in India specifically, the cream is decided by the entrance,
Correct.
not what is happening in the course, right? And if you ask a lot of undergraduates or graduates, they don't really learn much there. They make connections, right? But for MBA, I would say it was an amazing learning, both in terms of the business knowledge and concepts, which we got to know about different strategies and finance, but also the peer connection you make, right? A class of 440 in size, that's amazing. And today, all of them are at a various level of their career, and it's an amazing to be connected with them. So yeah, I feel that for me, MBA was very natural.
Awesome. But then tell me something. How was the journey from Delhi Metro to having your client, working with PNG, and then now having them as your customer?
Right. Yeah. So I think one thing which, very something which is not known probably is Delhi Metro, though being a government organization, work much better than many private organizations.
Wow.
Right. And all credit goes to, of course, the then MD, Dr. E. Sridharan, right? So I would say the curiosity of my mind towards MBA actually, right, got amplified there itself. In fact, one of the program which we were doing in Delhi Metro, they sent us to IMA Ahmedabad for a 2 months program to create some changes in Delhi Metro, right? And I saw those very nearby. So the journey from Delhi Metro, which is a government organization, to working with private corporates, I think there was no difference, because the way Delhi Metro was organized, amazing professional culture. And yes, it's just a slight different that on Delhi Metro, we had our vendors, and we were more of the client side. But today, I'm a vendor for many prestigious clients. Yes.
And then how was your journey with PNG help you transform into the career, and then, into where you exist currently?
Right. So the The very first problem statement, in fact, in our startup was from Procter and Gamble, right? And I think it's very important because that problem statement helped us to impact the billion lives in India, because that helped us to accelerate the supplies to the 1.5 million Kirana stores, which finally delivers to those billion people. So working with P&G, understanding their plans and processes, how they can create impact in such a large country, create that enthusiasm and interest in us, that yes, we can create technologies which will have those impact, and we can also grow like a billion.
Right. And how do you see your industry transforming going forward? Especially, so many new technology has evolved, and then now probably technology is changing every 15, 20 days.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the AI is coming.
Yeah.
Right. Um, Very interesting, right? The AI wave which is coming up, I feel this is huge disruption, right? Yes, there will be a lot of jobs which will go away, a lot of reporting inside things which will go away, but I think it will create huge opportunity as well for various startups and various people. People can upskill themselves to how to use AI, and then it can create fantastic ways to execute things which was not thinkable or possible earlier, right? So the productivity enhancement which will happen through AI is amazing. And in fact, now we are talking about AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which basically aims to mimic what human cognitive capabilities are. So think of this way, that what the way human think, what human go around, do activities, and AGI can do it. And today, the question is not that is it possible or not. The question is when. Is it 2 years? Is it 5 years? Right? So I'm really amazed with the kind of technology disruption is happening, and I think we're very blessed to be in this decade, in this life, to experience that.
Okay. And let's say in a hypothetical scenario, if a multi-million or a huge organization wishes to enter your domain, how would it be your reaction considering that you're still a startup kind of organization?
Right. See, one thing which is interesting in technology is you don't need large capital allocation to really prove yourself. In fact, recently, right, you have this example of DeepSeek with this very small, comparatively budget, kind of challenge companies like OpenAI, who has this billions of dollars, right? So one thing which is clear in technology is capital allocation, capital resource. You being such a large company is not a challenge, right? In fact, that can make you nimble, that can make you move faster. And hence, I don't see a concern if any large corporates coming up in our domain, right? We are more than happy to have more people competing so that there's more innovation happening. There's a healthy competition which is emerging.
Okay. And what are the three advices that you would give to 20-year yourself?
Okay, very interesting. 20-year Nitin was, I would say, he was not that mature enough to understand and take the right decision at that point of time. If I compare with a 20-year-old young guy today, right? We're just flowing with what is happening. You do engineering, you do MBAs. I think a 20-year Nitin, I would like to advise him to really spend time on technologies. That is what the new world will be. Spend more time learning technologies, learning coding, right? And all those business management would come up, but where the differentiation is happening, where the disruption is happening, is technology part. So, 20 and Nitin should go purely into coding and technologies.
Awesome. But then, with the advancements in AI that we see these days, do you think a new engineer or a new young person should focus on the learning coding part or the business layer of the thing, so that AI would take care of the coding things?
See, AI can take, of course, basic coding. Maybe it can go much higher than what we are thinking currently. But the business layer concept, I feel, compared to technology, is much easier for AI to handle. Okay. So if I have to compare these two, coding is much better, right? How today AI is doing certain A thing, can it be moved to B? Can it be moved to C? that coding will help. How do I utilize this current part of the technology in various domains? That's what coding will help us, right? So I still feel coding is much more important than about business layers.
Great. And how was your experience with IMA?
Oh, I think so. I've heard this, this tagline, Indore Banega number one,
Right.
right? And I'm amazed and very blessed to be part of IMA, and I can see very clearly why Indore Banega number one. With such a fantastic platform IMA has organized at such an amazing scale, I'm completely inspired with it, right? And Indore has been forefront many of the things in India, right? Especially on the cleanliness and hygiene. But I think in the business side of things, startup of the things, I think IMA has created a truly inspiring platform, and I totally believe that it should grow and again make India Indore number one.
Wow. Thank you so much. On behalf of entire IMA team, these words are really, really, insightful and helpful for us. Do make sure to subscribe, like, and follow our YouTube channel. Thank you.